Rumors are running rampant about Lamar Jackson suffering a groin injury, but so far he's looked fantastic in training camp. So, fantasy football managers need not to worry. Here for the breakdown is SI's fantasy analyst Michael Fabiano and the editor of Raven Country, Todd Karpovich. Todd, I'm going to start with you. You've seen Lamar Jackson in camp so far. Any signs of him being slowed down by this reported groin injury?
Complete opposite. He's been unbelievable throughout camp. Lamar had to work with two areas this offseason to improve his game, which is throwing the ball outside the hash marks and more accuracy on his deep ball. He's obviously improved at both areas. Has been great throughout camp. Now, on Saturday, he missed practice because what Dave Culley said to rest his arm. And then he wasn't out there yesterday, which is a bit troublesome, him missing 2 days in a row. And apparently, it was a soft tissue / groin injury. Lamar was back on the field today, did not show any indication that he's injured, was solid, had a great touchdown pass to Devin Duvernay down near sideline for a touchdown, found Marquise Brown several times, and Willie Snead in the middle of the field. Lamar Jackson, he's primed and ready to go.
Fabs, anytime these injury rumors pop up and some beat reporter says, "Oh, I saw him with a limp," or he's getting worked out by the medical trainers, the fantasy community goes into panic mode. What's your advice for kind of not panicking just based off some rumors?
We certainly do get a little squirrely, don't we, in the fantasy football industry, especially on Twitter. I didn't move Lamar Jackson in my rankings. He is still the number one quarterback for me, very closely followed by, of course, Patrick Mahomes. But I feel like this term, soft tissue injury, well, number one, it's a great fantasy football team name. But number two, you're going to hear a lot of these during the course of training camp and to open the regular season because we had no OTAs and we have no preseason games. The one thing that would concern me down the stretch, if this lingers, right? What is Lamar Jackson's big time advantage from a fantasy perspective? We know he's a very good deep ball thrower. He was tremendous last year, but it's those rushing yards and the rushing touchdowns that make him really special. And if any sort of injury should limit that production, well, then maybe Patrick Mahomes moves up to number one at the quarterback position in 2020. But for right now, guys, I am not moving Lamar Jackson. I'm not going to overreact. He is still the top quarterback in fantasy football.
For up to the minute injury news and rankings adjustments, you can check out everything that Sports Illustrated has to offer for fantasy football by going to si.com/fantasy.